Did y'all see the video with the white man asking black people to step up and save America? Excuse me, sir. Didn't we try to sound the alarm and tell y'all that the competition that happened in November of last year, if you voted for the wrong person, what was going to happen? See, black people are the originators of all skin folk and kinfolk. We know that just because somebody look like you doesn't mean they have your best interests. So y'all, now your livelihood is affected, your business is affected, your family are affected. So now y'all are concerned and scared and worried and want us to step up and save y'all. And you know what's going to happen right after we save y'all? I mean, do we look like the Black Avengers? Right after we save y'all, y'all gonna go back to doing the same thing? So absolutely not. This is the consequences of your actions, and y'all are going to have to sit with it. In the black community, there's a saying that I'm sure a lot of y'all have heard: you will be okay once the swelling goes down.
White men are the mental health problem in this country. Jim Crow, white men. Slavery, white men. Segregation, white men. Concentration camps for Asian Americans in the late 30s and early 40s. 1,800 people died. How many black people were hung from trees? 8,000. Let me guess. Oh yeah, once again, white men. The gun violence? 98% are men. 84% are white men. U.S. citizens. I see a trend. How about the Middle Passage where 1.2 African Americans died? Oh yeah, once again, white men. Why was the Second Amendment written? Let me think. So black people couldn't have their freedoms. So the white men could once again control them. Who's in the White House? An adjudicated rapist, convicted felon white man. Wow, I see a trend. But somehow Americans are just begging to blame a trans person, a non-white person. See, what happened to George Floyd is symbolic of what's happening in this country. The white man putting his knee on the neck of a non-white person and sitting there in broad daylight with the balls to say, who's going to stop me? And that's what we're seeing right now. So that's the question that we need to ask ourselves as a fucking country. Who's going to stop them? Because I'm just one person here. Now, I don't know about you, but I got friends and family that are sitting behind the white privilege, and I want nothing to do with them. Not because of who they are, because their lack of action. Martin Luther King said, history is going to remember not the people that did bad things, but the good people that stood by and did nothing. Because once again, the white man is hiding behind their privilege while everybody else is getting treated like absolute fucking garbage. Because it doesn't affect me. You don't even want to go on a general strike to stop fascism. Oh, I can't work. Oh, I got a job. White man is the mental health crisis in the United States of America. It has been since day one. When you look at the majority of them, what do you see? A bunch of insecure little wannabe alpha males with small penises that need big trucks and guns to feel like a real man. That's the real problem, is toxic masculinity. That the white man feels unable to shit on everyone's rights just because of how they look. It's ironic, isn't it, that they demonize black people because they're black on the outside, and yet their hearts are black on the inside. Isn't that ironic? And every single time we see a mass shooting, they're just salivating on the white supremacist red hatters to say, oh my gosh, it was an immigrant, it was a trans person, it was a gay people. 84% of gun violence is white men. But when it happens, like at the church the other day, what happens? Oh, thoughts and prayers. But what happened with the racist podcaster? Oh, they were just dying for it to be somebody on the left so they can just blame somebody else. A white man. The Catholic, the church yesterday, a white man. A white man, a white man, a white man, a white man. Ahmaud Arbery, guess what? 3 white men that chased out a black guy. Breonna Taylor, oh, a white cop. Again, and again, and again, and again, and again. It's the same demographic. White men are the problem in this fucking country. And until we address the real mental health epidemic, which is white supremacy, built on white men controlling people, because that's how this country was designed. For 21-year-old landowning white men to shit on everybody else. This country was designed to benefit my demographic, and that is not okay. That is the original sin of this country. And until we address it, we will never be a great country, and we haven't been a great country. And if you don't like that, then you can ship.
I'm going to take a moment to come on here and be real with y'all, as I always do, because I need y'all to understand black people's pain when white people sympathize and empathize with racists, right? You don't understand it. A white friend of mine just texted me. He said that he saw my video and in his own mind, he's conflicted too. And he's trying to make sense of how he should feel about the situation that just happened, and everything like that, right? You need to understand a little bit about me, right? I think that I have an almost obligation to speak on topics like this because of my background, right? Like, I grew up with white people. Y'all don't understand the extent that that goes to. Like, there were less than 5 black boys the entire time I was in grade school, from pre-K to senior year of high school. Most of the time, I was the only one, right? When I was finding my sense of identity, or who I was going to hang out with, or my friend group as a child, my options were white. There was no black family that was in the same neighborhood as my options were white, right? And it was not an issue. I love my white friends. I was just hanging out with a bunch of them from high school last Christmas, right? I love my white friends. But you cannot imagine the pain I feel in my heart, in my core, when I see people that I consider my fucking brothers because they've acted brotherly my entire life. They sympathize with a racist. You have no idea the tears I have to hold back as a grown man when I see people that I love and I care about and I would go out of my way for. Like empathize with the racist. Do you know how heartbreaking that is? What I'm realizing here is that there's an issue with people's threshold as to what qualifies as racism. A lot of white people right now that are calling him a man of God and saying that he wasn't racist. Show me the proof. Your threshold of racism starts at violence or calls to violence. And just because that man wasn't on the microphone saying exterminate all the black people now, you don't qualify that as racism. That's a you problem. That's a definition problem, right? Racism is when you see somebody of a certain race.
These are the same people that you have been oppressing for so long. These are the same people. Nothing has changed. These are the same people that you have been fighting against them for so long. These are the same people that you killed, oppressed their generation, their forefathers. These are the same people that you took their forefathers, their ancestors, as slaves. And today, they are the same people that are so quiet over your fights. They are the same people who are very quiet, and now whom you are today demanding that you need their cooperation. They're the same people. Even if you could have been the black people, I'm talking about to the white people. If you would have been the one and you have been treated just the way that you have treated the black people, just tell me if you would have that heart of empathy and maybe coming to associate with the problem that affects them. It's very hard. Thank you very much. I'm the Kenneth Sora, and I welcome you to this channel. Stay tuned. And now, it has been a very long time since I came to know more about the black Americans in America and many other countries in diaspora. But due to this, I've been always listening or hearing to the black people's side and how they have been coming out to beg for justice, beg for equality, beg for freedom, beg for everything in diaspora. But I've never had any time the white people coming out to speak about these issues which affect the black people. I never had any white person coming out to defend the blacks on what they have been passing through. I've never had any of them coming out to do this. But since the strike came to hit both the whites so hard in the lands of America, that's when I've started to hear some of them coming out on TikTok or on YouTube, internet, and all that they're speaking is that they're so afraid, they're so confused over the black silence. They're so confused about the black silence, and they're like, why are these people not suffering? It is not that they are not suffering, but because all that you're passing through today, they passed through these many years. They have been passing through these many years, and you even know that because you are the one who have been making them to pass through all that you are passing through today. And because all that you voted for tariff, you voted for segregation, you voted for everything. This is what you voted, and that is what you are getting. Because as you wake up in that morning to go and vote for Donald Trump and the current regime, you are going for one target. You are going only to oppress the black people. You are only going to vote because you didn't like the black people, because the major opponent to the Donald Trump was Kamala Harris, who is a black person. So you turned out in large number to make sure that you vote out the black person. And Kamala Harris warned Americans before and told them that Donald Trump is not a good person, and you know that. So stop being fooled. Stop being fooled because he has nothing new to bring to give to you. He already came and governed you. You know who he is. You know that he is always a racist. He don't like the people. He don't listen to the voice of the citizens. But you don't listen. You didn't listen until the time now things have worsened. Until the time now, all that is there is just affecting and hitting you much. That's now when you are coming out to speak about this. So, what would you like to be helped? What would you like to be done in your life? Because for so long time, the blacks have been fighting just to get freedom, have been fighting at least to get equality in the community, but nobody listened, nobody cared. They have been struggling, fighting to survive. They have been struggling and live a life where they were taught on how to survive. They have been living a life of only the strongest to survive, and those who never sustained to thrive, they ended up losing everything. Some of them, they ended up losing their life without any crime they committed, but because they wanted freedom, they wanted unity, because they believed that due to the contribution their ancestors played in the country of America during the building up of these countries, they deserved to be honored. They deserved to be given all the opportunity and access. But the other race, the whites, believed differently, because all they believed is that the black people are no longer needed here. They believe that these people are not good people, because that's how, in the way they were told by their system, by their countries, by their people. So all that is happening today, the blacks are so silent. The blacks are just watching over, and for those who are not moving out of the country, for those who have the decision of getting out, they are going. For those who have not yet made up their decisions, they are just there. But they know how to live this kind of life, because this is how you people trained them to live. The whites trained the blacks to live this kind of life, the life of struggling, thriving, and suffering. So how could you expect the people that you've been oppressing for so long to come and engage with the conflicts? And now, the black people today, I don't think if they have anything to do, if they are not even responding, they are not there to fight back. They are not there to crash with anybody, but they are just there to make their own final decisions. And that's why we are watching thousands and thousands of African Americans are moving out of America and go back to look for life in the black nations, because they have come to realize that is where they belong. But they are just existing in the country of America, maybe accidentally. Of course, they existed in this country, in America accidentally, but because they never wanted to, but they were forcibly taken there. The government of America would have prioritized the black people in many things, because just to pay back the good deeds that their forefathers did, and the good contribution they did in building up the country of America. So Donald Trump himself came out and speak about this issue. Donald Trump himself, you have seen many white people coming out to admit their truth. They're so guilty of how they've been treating the whites, the blacks. They're so guilty of not recognizing the contribution of black people. They're so guilty of treating them with ugly faces, looking down to them, not appreciating anything they did. So this is just a history. We believe that the history is now punishing them because of what they committed to the innocent souls of the black people. And now it's high time. Now they're paying for what they created. They're getting what they created. We are not supporting racism. We are not supporting conflicts. But we are just talking of what we feel like. It is something that it's the right time to speak about it, because there was a time that there was no any black person that would have come out and address these issues, because the system would have not allowed him or her to do so. There was, during the time of Jim Crow laws, segregation, and all other laws that was there to discriminate the blacks, they had no opportunity to come and address the issues that affect them. But today, at least, things have changed. And America is shocked because they didn't believe that such thing would have come to happen. Because for so long, they have been telling the black people the same thing. You have to go to your countries. And since they have gone out of their countries, and now, today, they are so worried. How will they be able to handle everything in their country, because the black people have been playing the best roles in building up the economy of America, in doing great things that the whites cannot do. But because they never see their contribution, their support, these people are so tired. They have been oppressed. They're tired. That's why today they have made up their minds, and no one can come and stop this, because this is just a prophecy which is now coming to pass. The freedom fighters, the ancestors, the slaves in the land of America, before their last breath, they were talking and singing about the freedom, the collapse and the fall of Babylon. And everything that they were speaking about is happening before our eyes. We can say that the curse of the black people who died not just a criminal, but they died in the hands of the whites with no reason. Their curse is now punishing America. Today, America is unpredictable. So if you're a black person, and wherever you are, just remember to have the comment section. Let's really know what you think about these issues. What have you experienced? What have you experienced from the whole situation? Because we know that a lot has happened. And before we come here to speak about these issues, we have verified from different backgrounds before we come to address these issues that we feel like it's now the right time to speak about it. So all that the whites are coming out to speak, because this apology is not, I believe that it's not coming directly from the heart, but because of what they're losing. That's why they're so worried, because of all that they're going to lose due to these commotions of the blacks moving out of the America and everything. So just tell me what you have the comment section until we meet the next episode. Just let's really discuss in the comment section and tell us, how do you feel about this issue? What do you believe that is the right thing? Do you feel like this is the right thing that's being done at this time? So let's meet on the comment section. I appreciate your support. For those people who are sending me super thanks, for those people who are subscribing, sharing my videos, commenting, I really appreciate your support, because you are the one making me to do this each and every time. Without you, I can't come and do these things all that I'm doing. But because you are appreciating my work, I make sure that I deliver all that you deserve and all that you expect to hear from me. So keep on trusting in Kenya's Flora, because I am here for you. And whatever change from, I appreciate, and and be blessed until we meet in the next episode. And welcome back.